say something. Number 2, let's talk about analysis paralysis, because a lot of y'all are having that right now. We are taking holiday pictures.
Only one choice now, just to let us be. Was a treasure the way you calm me down, how you set me free. When I thought it was impossible, 'cause I thought of the focus before. What's the difference you put to the bone? It compels me to bear my soul. I wanna be the one. I wanna be the one. I wanna be the one.
Well, hello beautiful, welcome back to my channel. If you're here for the first time, my name is Shay Nicole, and I love creating videos to help elevate your confidence in style and self-care, while also dropping gems for my current and aspiring content creators. I'm so glad you're here. Now let's get into today. We are taking holiday pictures. Jeremiah, Gigi, and I'm really excited. We actually haven't taken holiday pictures since she was 9 months old. Last year we didn't take pictures because we were on a Christmas cruise for Jeremiah's family reunion. So I'm happy about this year because we can continue the tradition. Here's a picture of the last time we took family portraits for the holidays. So cute. I can't believe how small she was. Like, this is crazy to me. Now she's a whole 2.5-year-old, okay, going on 20, because the way she be bossing me around is crazy. But anyways, I'm gonna get dressed now and we're gonna head over to the studio where we're taking our pictures. Let's go. Okay, Okay, y'all, that was a lot. Taking pictures, any type of pictures, but especially professional pictures, like with a photographer, with a toddler, it probably looked cute and easy in the video you just watched because my editor, she chops things up very, very nicely, but child, Gigi was giving us a run for our money, and mama is exhausted, mama is tired, and that's with my team being there. And shout out to my team, shout out to my village, first of all. So if you are not new here, then you already would recognize Marlene. That has been my assistant since earlier this year. She started in like February, we're really January, February, yeah. And then you may have noticed another person. So now I have 2 people on the team. Well, in person, I have some virtual team members, but in person, I have both Marlene now and Cassie. So quick backstory, Marlene is actually Jeremiah's cousin. Well, by marriage, she's my cousin too. But she moved down here from New York because, you know, my husband, his whole family, and my whole family is from Queens. So Marlene lives here, and now she works for me as my project manager. She pretty much runs everything. Everyone on the team reports to her. And then Cassie, who's my childhood best friend, she moved here from Virginia, and she is my executive assistant. So that is the team, plus my editor, shout out to Deja, and my virtual assistant, shout out to Nicole. So now we have not 1, not 2, not 3, but 4 people. Well, 5 including the accountant, and 6 including my manager. But I feel like she was always there. Like I always, you know, was signed to the agency. But for my direct, like in-person team, there's 2, then virtual, there's another 2. So I say 4. That's 4 people that I personally hired to help support me on a day-to-day basis. And then there's my accountant, who's obviously there to make sure I don't have no problems with the IRS child, okay? She keeps my book straight and she makes sure I'm good, okay? And then my manager handles, you know, all the brand deals, collaborations, negotiations, and partnerships. So this is a powerhouse. This is what I prayed for, y'all. This is something that I dreamed of one day, like having a team, having people to support and uplift my brands, to help me grow my brand. I could not, you know, ask for a better team, especially that most of the team is family. Like that's so crazy to me to think. But you know, this is just a part of really sowing good seeds and a part of manifesting and praying and really speaking to existence what you want, because I have wanted a team for so long, but I feel like God didn't give me my team until he knew I was prepared for it, because you have to be a steward over the gifts that God gives you. And for a while, I just didn't know how to delegate, didn't know how to outsource, honey. I was all over the place. But now I feel like I have a better handle on being a true leader. And a true leader, in my opinion, always leads by service. So there's nothing anyone on the team does that I will not do myself, whether it's my editor, whether it's my executive assistant, virtual assistant, my project manager. Anything they do, I can and will do. But the beauty of this position that I'm in now as a boss, I don't have to do it. Unless, you know, someone's sick or something happens, you know, emergencies, things happen, things go wrong, and I can just hop right in. I can edit if I need to. I can do this, I can do that. But the goal is, as I'm building my empire, to work smarter, not harder, and learn how to outsource. And baby, I am doing an amazing job at that. So let me pat myself on the back, okay? All right, so anyways, I have 2 more campaigns to shoot today out of the 4 that I did this week. I am coming up on vacation time pretty soon, so I need to get that out the way. I'm gonna try to knock out at least 1 campaign today, 1 more. I have to shoot, who is it? Oh, Sol de Janeiro. I love that brand. Okay. So let me just go ahead and get that out the way and shoot that now. And then we can come back and chat a little bit, because I want to drop some gems as you get ready to go into the new year. For those of you who want to get serious about content creation, who are just struggling right now, have not been consistent, maybe you don't know which direction to go into for the new year, I'm here to help, okay? I'm here to be your big sis, your mentor. It's not gonna be easy, but it's gonna be worth it. So we're gonna create a strategy and game plan so that you can start 2025 off fresh and new. And hopefully by the end of the year, okay, this time next year, you will be where I'm at and you have built your team, okay? All right, well, let me go shoot this campaign. Okay, y'all, so I just finished shooting, and let me just say, I really love when you can work with a brand that you actually use, because everything that I just shot with, and really the other stuff too, because I didn't even shoot with it all, I will be keeping all of that. Well, some stuff I might do a little giveaway, because some stuff I already have. I appreciate when a brand that you've been using, that you spent your own hard-earned money on, when they reach out to collaborate. I just really love when that happens, because talk about alignment, okay? And let me say this, I used to be on my high horse, like, oh, I'm not gonna work with any brand that I don't actually use. Child, let me tell you something. Unless it's something crazy, like, obviously I don't need camping gear, because when am I ever going camping? Absolutely not. Obviously, I'm not a rock climber, so don't need any of that equipment. But baby, if it's something that I could use, sample, and give some feedback on it, and give honest feedback, because that is one thing I do hold the standard to. Like, I hold that bar. If it's something I do not like, no, I'm not promoting it. Absolutely not. But if it's something I've never tried before, like let's say it's a new face wash, or you know, some type of product I just never got around to trying, either because I didn't know it existed or I just never bought it, I'm not against it. I'm not against it, because baby, the coins, I need the coins, okay? I have a child and kids are expensive, all right? But I will say, how about I broke my tripod, y'all? What is life? Look, somebody come look at this, look at this. I was clearly being too strong over there trying to move the camera around. Crack, came right off, so annoying. But I have like 7 of these around the house, so it's okay. But yes, so that was a win for me to get to work with a brand that I actually love and use, and I've been using before I ever collaborated with them. But again, as a content creator, I mean, I know some people will lie. I don't like to lie. I'm gonna keep it 100 with my audience. If it's something I don't like, and I have sent stuff back. Like, I have worked with brands, I'm not gonna name them, but I have worked with brands where they sent me something, whether it's for my hair, my skin, whatever, and baby, the product wasn't right for me. And I always give constructive feedback, and that's something that you should definitely do when you wanna work with brands. Don't just tell them you don't like it, or don't just ignore them, but give them feedback. I will tell them, hey, as I was putting this in my hair, it just seemed really gritty. It didn't really break down enough for my hair, but I also have high porosity hair, so maybe this isn't the product for me. Or I might say, hey, as I was applying this sunscreen, I noticed that it took a little bit longer than normal, or into my liking, for it to melt into the skin. Or I'll say, like, I'm not a good fit for this campaign, but if you have something else you want me to try, like, always be solutions oriented when you reach out to a brand and, you know, you communicate with them about the product. Don't just, you know, tell them, like I said, you don't like it, or don't just ignore them. But anyways, again, today was a win for me. Now, I do have another campaign to shoot for Amazon, but child, I'm hungry. I just gotta knock at the door, and what do we have here? This is what I really need a collaboration for, child, because I be eating kava down. I'm a kava girl. And Gigi likes kava too. She's in the backyard with our nanny right now. I had to get her up out of here because, baby, the way she will knock over my camera real quick, let me know in the comments, do you have a toddler? Or once upon a time, was your toddler on 10, turns up? Because baby, mine, she don't get tired. She don't get tired. I can't do much around her. So I thank God for our village. I thank God for our nanny who decided to stay late. It's getting dark. It's getting a little later. Oh, well, I forgot it's daylight savings time, honey. It's only 6 o'clock. But she usually leaves at 5, but she's staying later because I need to shoot. And
Mommy.
hi, baby. It's okay. Jeremiah is shooting today as well. Like, we're both shooting. Life is crazy right now because I'm shooting holiday campaigns. He's shooting holiday campaigns. But again, these are good problems to have, baby. We don't complain. He's doing campaigns today for, I think, Jared, I want to say. Jared the jeweler, one of those jewelry places, maybe Zell's, I don't know. But I'm super proud of him because this is his first year being a full-time content creator. And he's also just an entrepreneur, period. Like, so yeah, I'm really proud of him, really excited to see us both just go full-time with our brands, full throttle, and really pour into ourselves. Honestly, it's really hard to focus on your business while you also are raising a child. Like, I'm not gonna lie, sometimes y'all, the girl be stressed. Even with my village, like even with us having a nanny and my parents don't live that far, sometimes I just be overwhelmed because I get mom guilt a lot. Like even right now, I'm recording, talking to y'all, I'm trying to eat. She wants to come in and play with me, but I don't have a traditional job where I can just clock out at, you know, like a traditional 9 to 5. Normally, yes, I'd be able to shut everything down at 5 o'clock and give her all my attention. But right now, I'm gonna take a quick break, I'm gonna eat, and then I'm gonna go back to shooting because I have another campaign to shoot. Now, I'm not complaining. These are good problems to have. I just wanted to give you a realistic view of what it would be like if you decided to become an entrepreneur, a full-time entrepreneur at that. If you are a parent, you're gonna have to make some sacrifices. And unfortunately, sometimes that means you can't play with your child. And if you don't have a nanny, because obviously I know that's not something that everyone will have, you may have to figure out, okay, extended childcare. Do they have like an after school program where my child can be for a little bit longer if they're not old enough to, you know, be self-sufficient at home with themselves? Do you have like a local grandparent, you know, one of your parents or a family member or a friend, someone you trust? Child, it's a lot to figure out because let me say this. Let me put this in the microwave. You gonna trade in your 9 to 5 to working around the clock. Like, I try so hard and I'm really pushing myself to have a set work schedule and set work hours, but realistically speaking, life be lifing. And because we're about to go on vacation, I don't have time to like shut everything down, honey. I am recording around the clock. I gotta stay consistent with my short form content over on Instagram and TikTok and YouTube Shorts. I also have to record vlogs in advance. Like even this video right now, I'm gonna send to my editor, honey. I'm recording in advance. And then I also have to keep up with my campaigns and the brand has to keep running in my absence, you know? So I just wanted to shed some light on what it's like behind the scenes because I feel like a lot of times you see the glitz and the glam of, you know, once the campaign goes live or once you're on a brand trip or once you're traveling, you see content creators doing these amazing things, but behind the scenes, it's hectic. Like, child, I got to clean up. Look at this. I left all that stuff. That's a mess. Now, let me show you my room because that's where it gets really crazy. Do you see this? Look at that. I didn't even make my bed this morning. We always make our bed. Jeremiah and I always pride ourselves on making our bed and it's just a mess in here. It looks chaotic, but this is just a harsh reality of what the content creation life looks like behind the scenes. Mind you, by the time you see the video, the content, the campaign, whatever, everything looks really nice, but we either didn't move everything to the side or we just cleaned up, you know, before we started the shoot. So, again, I don't complain though, because baby, these are good problems to have. Would I trade this life to go back to my old one? Absolutely not. Would I want to be slaving in the school system, baby? No, ma'am. I paid my dues, been there, done that, all right? I am blessed to be here right now, blessed to be talking to you all, and I hope that this inspires you because, baby, I went from having 3 jobs, okay, to just doing what I love, and that is a testimony. And I just pray that as you are ending 2024 and going into a new year, 2025, I can't believe I'm saying that. Like, where's the time go? How is it 2025 already almost? But as you are ending this year, I just really pray that you get out of your own way. I just want you to know that 9 times out of 10, whatever obstacles going on, whatever trials and tribulations, the things that you're facing, 9 times out of 10, baby, you are the problem. Not gonna lie, I'm not gonna hold you. It's your imposter syndrome that's taken over. It's your doubt, it's your fear. And there's no place for that going into the new year. Like, we ain't got time for it, okay? But anyway, let me stop running my mouth, okay? I'm gonna enjoy my little quick dinner. Jeremiah should be home in another hour. So my plan is eat, shoot the next campaign, and then come back and talk to y'all somewhere in between. Or you know what, I'll probably wait till she goes to sleep because I think my nanny's gonna leave in another hour. Yeah, she's probably gonna leave at 7. So when she goes to sleep, then I'm gonna come back and we can have a little heart to heart, okay? I'll be back. Whew, child, okay. It has been like maybe 2 days since that last clip, y'all. I called myself trying to finish what I was doing, come back to record, but I was tired. So here we are a few days later and I'm still working. I just shot 2 campaigns. I shot some style content. Can we have a moment for the fit? I'm sitting down now so you can't see, so I'll put a video right here on the screen. Get into it, straight from Amazon. Well, the shoes are from Zara, but I was able to find some Amazon dupes just without the bow. Still really cute. And of course, you can shop all of my looks right here on my LTK. If you are new here, this is where I post all of my outfits, okay? Including everything from our holiday shoot, the pajamas, child, just everything I wear or buy for this house is usually on my LTK, and if it's not, I will post some type of dupe or something similar. Anyways, I wanted to make sure I ended this vlog. I had to end it with a piece of advice for my content creators and entrepreneurs who are struggling, or the aspiring ones, because maybe you're not there yet. Maybe you are pushing towards that goal but you just can't figure it out. Listen, you're not alone. it's hard out here, and with this economy, I say hold on to your job a little longer, okay? Unless it's just like really, really killing you, like unless you just can't balance it all. I always tell people, don't leave your full-time job until you know. Well, you'll never really know if you're going to be successful because entrepreneurship is crazy. But don't leave your full-time job without a plan, okay? Have a plan in place. Unless you get laid off like I did. Then it's like, might as well just go. Trust the Lord, honey. I mean, you're supposed to always trust the Lord. But if you get laid off, just bet on yourself. But if you haven't been laid off with this economy, okay, and the direction this country is going, you see the next president, child, you need to be stacking your coins and figuring it out. But I got some advice for you in the meantime, okay? So first things first, because obviously I'm a full-time content creator, so most of my advice is tailored towards those who want to get to that level, right? But a lot of the things that I say can be applied to almost anything, all right? Listen, when it comes to stepping out on faith and planning for your exit from your job, you need to have a realistic plan, okay? Number one, I need you to figure out how you're gonna get 6 months to even maybe a year, 6 months at minimum though, of an emergency fund stack. And I mean cash, not something where you have like these bonds in place or, you know, these investments where you're gonna have to cash them out. Depending on the stock market, they may go up or down. I'm talking about 6 months to a year of liquid cash stack. And I say that because after the pandemic, honey, child, a lot of people fell off. A lot of people ended up, you know, damn near homeless. A lot of people were struggling because it was an unplanned emergency. And I feel like although we are kind of out of the pandemic, we're all just one emergency away from being without a home, okay? I don't want that to happen to anyone watching this right now. So don't chase entrepreneurship and full-time content creation or whatever it is. Don't chase it to the point where you end up homeless. You need to have a plan in place. And if it doesn't go well, you have that emergency fund, that cushion of cash to help you out until you go back to work or until your business takes off. So that's number one. Number two, let's talk about analysis paralysis, because a lot of y'all are having that right now. Analysis paralysis to me is when you get so stuck in overthinking and you just get in this cycle where you are constantly having anxiety and just thinking about things to the point where you get stuck. Okay, you think about your plan, your goals, your hopes, your dreams, or on the flip side, you think about all the things that can go wrong to the point where you do nothing. And that is analysis paralysis, and we cannot have that. You need to focus on action. What are some small, tangible, actionable things that you can do right now? Like, what are steps you can take today, tomorrow, the next day? Small little goals that will help you get to your bigger grand goal. If your huge goal is to leave your job, or if your huge goal is to make, you know, your first 6-figure year in content creation, or whatever it is that you're going to be doing as an entrepreneur, you can't just constantly pursue that giant goal. No, you need small, tangible things to get you out of your own way and out of that stuck feeling that you have. And I'm here to tell you that so many people go through analysis paralysis in pretty much every career field, but especially when it comes to content creation, because we're naturally going to be overthinking everything. Like, once you put something on the internet, it is there to be analyzed and talked about, and people got opinions. So I totally understand if you're just hesitant and not really sure which direction to go with your content. But one thing you need to be focused on, like I said earlier, are the day-to-day things you can do to better improve your workflow. So number one, do you have a real content schedule? Do you have a list of ideas and like somewhere where you can actually go read and keep track of the ideas that you've been having throughout the week or throughout the month? Are you being organized? Like, do you have a schedule where you decide, okay, if I'm still working my full-time job, I'm gonna work these set hours, but then these set hours on these days are gonna be uninterrupted time that I am focused on my brand? Do you have that? If not, you need to start that today. That is a short-term tangible goal that you can implement right now. The key to getting out of your own way is to focus on the small short-term things. These short-term goals will lead you to your bigger goals. So that is first things first. We need to make sure that you have an actual content schedule, and we also need to make sure that you're staying organized with your ideas. So I like to think of content in like tiers and buckets, okay? So my bigger bucket or my bigger umbrella is like lifestyle, right? I am a lifestyle content creator, but I also really focus on like beauty, fashion, and sometimes marriage and motherhood. So those are like my buckets or my tiers, right? So for you, maybe you want to get into beauty, or maybe you want to get into hair, but is that going to be like your umbrella? Well, then beneath it, you have individual tiers under that. Or are you going to be a lifestyle content creator and you dibble and dabble in everything? An example of this can be you love doing hair, right? So you are a hair content creator, but underneath that umbrella, you have different tiers of things that you show about hair. Maybe you do hair tutorials. Maybe you do behind the scenes scenes showing your clients. Maybe you have some content that's like customer reviews. Maybe you do suggestions on hair products. Those will be the underlying tiers that go underneath your umbrella, which is hair. Now let's take it to something else, like, I don't know, a real estate agent. Yes, you are a realtor and you sell houses. That is your overarching umbrella. But underneath that, you give education to other realtors. That can be a tier where you're giving advice and tips on how to get better clientele or how to hit your sales goals or I don't know, whatever it is that realtors want to educate people on. And then another tier can be you're educating your clients. You're talking about, the advantages of buying homes at different times of the year, or you're giving out tips and advice on how to make sure you're passing an inspection or how to find an inspector. Then another tier can be you're actually showing the properties that you sell and you're trying to get new clientele. That would be content that you actually physically show properties, which would differ from you giving education, tutorials, and advice. So again, that's an example of how you can have an umbrella of content, and then underneath that you have your individual tiers. And this is how you'll prevent yourself from getting stuck in this box where you feel like, oh my God, I'm a makeup artist, so I only want to talk about makeup. I can only do makeup tutorials. That's not true. You can do makeup tutorials, but you can also give advice on makeup products. You can talk about different stores and different price points of makeup. You can do comparisons of products where, should you do this price point or can you do drugstore makeup? Like, there's so many different tiers when it comes to makeup. Makeup will be the overarching umbrella, but then there's individual tiers beneath that. And back to me as an example, yes, I'm like a lifestyle creator where I show bits and pieces of my life, but sometimes I may be doing family stuff. Like earlier in the vlog, you saw me with my family, we're taking holiday pictures. Other times I'm traveling for work. I'm showing you what it's like to be an influencer inside the life of a content creator. Other times I'm giving style advice and I'm showing you my different outfits, how I put it together, what's new in my closet. Other days, maybe I'm traveling with my girls or having like a little date night with my girls. We're going to brunch. I'm showing you the friendship side of life, what it means to be a working mom. Like, I have so many different tiers, but for me, they all fall under the umbrella of lifestyle influence. So back to you, you need to figure out what is going to be your umbrella title. What is the theme of your content? And then underneath that, what are your tiers going to be? And then from there, I want you to go to a calendar and look at how many weeks are in the upcoming month. So if there are 4 weeks in the upcoming month, that means there are 4 Mondays, right? And you need to decide that you're going to post every single Monday for the following month about that one tier. And then look at Tuesday. There are 4 Tuesdays in that next month because there's 4 weeks in the month. Pick another tier. Every single Tuesday, you're going to talk about that tier in your content. And then so on and so forth for the rest of the week. Now, there are 5 days in a week because maybe you don't want to post on Saturday and Sunday, or, if you want to post every day, hell, there's 7 days, but it's totally up to you, right? So when it comes to your content calendar, because you're going to need to create a schedule for yourself to get yourself out of analysis paralysis. Remember, we are getting out of our own way. You need to look at the calendar and decide how many days a week do I want to post? And then from there, what are my content tiers that I can fill into these days? So if you decide you want to just post 4 days a week, which is totally fine, whatever consistent schedule that you can stick to. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, you'll skip Thursday and post Friday. Let's say that, okay? So Thursday you don't post, but you post Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday. Let's say that your first tier is going to be education on whatever topic it is, like whatever your industry is, you're teaching, you're giving advice, etc. Then your second one is going to be not so much as education, but more so as suggestions or maybe product recommendations or some type of thing where you're linking something, right? And then on that Wednesday, let's say you sell a product or something that you do personally, a service that you want to offer. That can be the day you promote that. And then you're skipping Thursday. So then Friday comes, and Friday can be maybe you recycle one of those tiers because you only have 3 tiers, or if you have a 4th tier, you put that 4th tier there. So if you rinse and repeat that method for every week of that following month, right? You can literally fill up your entire content calendar, but you can shoot it in a couple of days. Because think about it. If I know, for example, that I want to talk about style every Monday, marriage every Tuesday, motherhood every Wednesday, skip Thursday, and then Friday, I want to talk about style again, then when I sit down to record, I know, okay, that means if there are 4 Mondays in the month and there's 4 times I want to talk about style, that means I need to make 4 style related videos. If I know there are 4 Tuesdays in the following month and I want to talk about motherhood for those 4 Tuesdays, I need to make 4 motherhood videos. If I know there are 4 Wednesdays in the following month and every Wednesday I'm going to talk about marriage, I need to make 4 marriage videos. You see how that works? That is the secret, not really a secret, but that is the key to batch creating content. This is how you're going to learn how to work smarter, not harder. If you can learn to batch create content and do it efficiently and effectively, you are going to be so consistent. And remember, consistency doesn't mean that you're going to post every day for whatever your brand is, whatever your business instances, I'm not telling you that you have to post every day. I'm telling you that you need to stick to a posting cadence that makes the most sense for your lifestyle, for your schedule, and that is not going to drive you crazy. If you think that you can post 4 times a week, go for it. And if you decide I have to post every Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday, that's cool. But maybe you want to be a little bit more flexible. Maybe you can say to yourself, I might not be able to stick to the exact same days of the week, but instead I will commit to 4 days out of the 7, no matter what. So if something happens and you don't get a chance to post on Monday, cool. Whatever post that was going to be, boom, you transfer it to your free day, which was going to be Thursday or whatever day you normally skip. Does that make sense? Like, you need to decide if you want to stick to the same 4 or however many days, like that specific day of the week, or if you just decide, I'm not going to be, committed to a day of the week, but I am going to be committed to a certain number of posts per week. Whatever works best for you. That is how you build consistency as a content creator. Okay, sorry y'all, I had to go put Gigi to bed, but I'm back. Listen, I want you to stop right now. Get out a pen and paper or wherever you put your notes. I like to keep notes on my phone. And I want you to start right now and tell yourself, you are the problem. Literally, like write that. Say, I am the problem. Then underneath that, I want you to write out the solutions. And you're going to start with these short-term goals that we talked about. Start with getting more consistent with your content. Start with your day-to-day planning that you're going to start doing. Your weekly schedule you're going to start creating. I want you to remember that you are the problem. You are the only thing standing in the way of your dream of being that, successful content creator, that paid full-time digital creator, or whatever entrepreneurship goals that you have, because it might not be content, but whatever it is, I need you to know that you're in the way. I need you to know that imposter syndrome, analysis paralysis, all these things that you've been experiencing, you can't take it into 2025, okay? You can't take it into the new year, and this is going to be the last day that you struggle. Let me not say that, because you're going to struggle. Like, let's keep it real. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter what your job is, okay? Whether you are a neurosurgeon, you work at the nail salon, you make content, you work at the grocery store, you're a waitress, a waiter, it doesn't matter what your job is, baby, you're gonna struggle. That's just life. Like, that's just a part of life. You're gonna have days where you just get up and be like, oof, I wanna lay back down. And that's okay. Like, do you think that Beyonce herself just loves singing every single day? She probably loves the fact that she can sing. Like, that's her gift, that's her passion. But she probably hates the music industry, hates what the business has become, hates what social media has become. She probably wakes up some days and is like, whew, this is ghetto. I don't want to do this anymore. And then somehow, some way, she gets back up, dusts herself off, and does it again. Like, we have to get out of our own way and stop thinking that every single day is going to be a bed of roses. Every single day is not going to be you skipping through the garden. It is supposed to be a little hard, okay? If everything came easy to you, you wouldn't appreciate it. If tomorrow you woke up and you had 1 million followers, you wouldn't even know what to do with those followers. You wouldn't even have the time, capacity, or mindset to keep up with the content you need to provide to those followers, to keep them interested, keep them entertained. You would be stressed, okay? So stop trying to go viral. Stop trying to think about all these quick fixes. Put your head down and do the work. Get into your bag. Get into your content bag. Really start to think about how you can show up as your best self with authenticity at the forefront, and stop trying to be like all these other content creators you see. Because I'm telling you right now, people can see right through that. Your audience is not dumb. They're not stupid. How do I know? Because y'all ain't dumb. Y'all not stupid. Y'all watching me. If I got up here tomorrow and started making some crazy content that had nothing to do with my real life, or I try to emulate other people, y'all will be able to tell. Y'all will be hitting that unsubscribe button real quick. I'm trying to tell you, people are not dumb. People know when you're being yourself and when you're trying to be something you're not. So I want you to, of course, still look at other content creators or whatever it is you want to be. Look at other people who are successful for inspiration and motivation, but you got to figure out what is it that you do well and what is it that you love to do and it comes natural to you. And don't get that confused with what comes easy to you. I'm not saying that, because some things will come natural, but they're not easy. For example, it comes natural to me to talk. Like, I can talk all day long, but making content consistently and growing a platform is not easy. I've done it. I've done it multiple times on different platforms. I've done it here. I've done it on Instagram. I've done it on TikTok. I've done it to the point where I have my own formula of what works for me, but I'm still constantly learning things. As the algorithm changes, as the trends change, and just people change in general, social media changes, it's not easy for me. There are some days where I am tired. There are some days where I'm like, bruh, why are these numbers down? Why are these views down? not too long ago the views are up, or I just did the same style video and the numbers went wild. I did it today and it didn't do well. Listen to me, there are going to be so many peaks and lows, highs and valleys. It is a constant roller coaster on this journey, but you signed up for the ride. And if you're not really going to be dedicated and committed to the ride, then get off. I'm telling you right now, get off. Don't go into 2025 playing yourself. Don't go into 2025 not being self-aware and not being honest with yourself. Is this something that you really want to do? And if so, how bad do you want it? Put that on your poster, put that on your notes too. Say, I am the problem. How bad do I want it? I'm telling you, you need to have a real conversation with yourself, and you got to start today. Start right now. Okay, I feel like I done dragged you long enough. Just know I'm here saying all this out of love. I'm here to get you together and remind you, you are everything that you want to be deep down inside. You are already that girl, okay? You are already that successful entrepreneur, content creator. Whatever genre it is that you want to take over, baby, you already there. You just have to walk in it, okay? Your steps are already ordered by the Lord. You just got to walk in it and have faith and believe in it. And every time you forget, I'm going to be right here to remind you. So the moral of the story is today is the last day that you're going to play games. Baby, you're going to get on a schedule. You're going to get consistent. You're going to get very serious about your umbrella of content and then your content tiers underneath. You are going to do it. How do I know? Because you're watching this video. That's half the battle. You already did some research and you already came here to get some inspiration. You already came here to figure out what you need to be doing better with. And I'm here to remind you, you're the problem. You're going to move yourself out the way. And again, it's not impossible, but it's not going to be easy. But what worth having is nothing, okay? So thank you so much for joining today, my mini vlog, coming along with me to do the holiday content with the family and our chit chats. I didn't share all these campaigns, child. I am tired. It has been a long couple of days, but I'm gonna rest, okay? Well deserved. Make sure you're getting your rest, well deserved rest. Make sure you're squeezing that into your schedule, okay? Before I go, just as a friendly reminder, make sure you're following me over on Instagram, on TikTok. Definitely subscribe to my channel here. And remember, you can shop all of my looks and just everything in my life over on my LTK right here. And I also still do my closet sales over on Poshmark as well. I sell things from my personal closet, don't forget. All right, y'all, until next time, bye.